We got a package from Richardson, Texas. Oh, and I love, by the way, I love this pink tape.
Did you hear Lillian?
I like the pink stuff. Oh, what's in here? Look it, it's a twinkle twinkle star for you. We got the little puppet. Look, there's a note. And it says, Dear Parsnips and Parsimony, there's a little something for the little girls and the puzzles for the big kids. Ooh, that's a cool puzzle.
Oh, yeah, that looks like a fun one.
Piece. That's a big one.
And the book is for the youngest little parsnip. I have sent a Christmas card and I'm not sure if it made... Whoops!
Uh-oh.
I'm not sure if it made it to you. My 4-year-old son helped pick out the toys. I hope the kiddos enjoy. Oh, thank you so much.
And there goes everybody except for me. Good morning, it is Thursday and I took the big van to the garage today. There's nothing wrong with it, we just need to get the tires rotated and the oil changed. And usually I do that myself, except for Christmas I got a gift certificate to get that done. And it's always nice to just be able to take it somewhere else and have them do it for you. So Janelle took the other van, which is an 8-passenger, and she took all the kids and she's going up to her parents' house for the day, or at least part of the day. Charity has her painting class at the assisted living place today. So I am here by myself and I'm going to head out to work and see what kind of work I can get done at my shop today. I have to do a saxophone repad today and that's a big job. I'm probably about halfway done. And as I've been going, I've been doing videos of that, and that's for my other channel, one that shows me fixing instruments. So I'm going to be doing a lot of videoing today, but on the other channel.
We stopped at the P.O. box and there was a package.
Miss Rosa's.
And let's see what... Ooh! Yay. Pete's going to like this. Outdoor survival. Actually, it says, John, congratulations on your promotion to senior airman. John, this is for you.
Son!
And I'm sure he'll share with Peter.
This is for Grandma, so put this by the door. So when we see Grandma, we'll give that to her.
Yeah, that thing.
And just like Grandma has. The Christian girls got to your mom. Do you need to understand me better? Mother Goose rhymes. We're going to have fun reading these.
Shopping stuff.
Reduce and reuse, all about recycling.
Ooh, a coloring book.
Music makers, captivating instruments to color. That's a coloring book.
Oh, instruments. Is that for me?
Buggin' with, what's his name? Rude, R-U-U-D. Wow, that's awful. Look, he has a spider on his face. Oh,
that looks like fun.
Oh, okay. You guys can look at that when Mommy's not around. Whoop, we'll cover that face up. Whoop. All right, that's better. Hey, Inside an Avalanche. We just read a book about an avalanche. Ooh, this will be a good storybook, too. Thank you so much. Do you like those? Yeah.
Hey, kiddo, say thank you.
Thank you.
We're cooking dinner now.
What's in there, Lillian? Lillian, what's in there? Is that our dinner? Yum. Are you hungry? Hot. No touch those. You just look in here.
Still.
Baked sandwiches. Looks like they're ready to pop out. Yum. Are you hungry?
Still.
Yeah. We definitely named her appropriately because she loves food.
Why would Lillian be a food name?
Because Lillian, my great-great-grandmother, was an outstanding cook.
I'll go scoop her up and move her out so we can get the food out. Okay, here, Lillian, want to take a look?
Stay back, it's hot.
There it is. Philly beef sandwiches.
Yum! Don't those look good?
Yes, they do. This is what's for dinner tonight, the Philly beef steaks that we already showed you. And then we had got several leftovers out of the refrigerator that we're going to try to use up. So it looks like a good meal tonight. Grace pulled off the meat off her sandwich and replaced it with beans.
Mommy's green beans, right? Is it good that way?
One of you guys sent us this puzzle 2 days ago and we finished it today. Charity did most of it. Everyone agreed it's one of our favorite puzzles. We're all done eating and we're taking John to Civil Air Patrol, and it's going to be at the YMCA in Clifton Park, which is maybe 15 minutes from here. But the Beast Bus is not ready yet because they came up with a problem with it. and they have to do a little more work. The ball joint went bad. I'm not surprised. Janelle and I heard it starting to go recently. So we have to take the red van, which is an 8-passenger, so one of us needs to stay home. And we decided Janelle is going to stay home and get some work done on the house while the rest of us go, and we'll go drop John off.
Art has left, and I am going to try to take care of my Hostess of the Month club. We had a, if you're part of my VIP group, you know that Mary helped me clean in here the other day, and then she was tidying. I wasn't totally seeing where she was putting everything, and well, somehow my catalogs for 31, my new catalogs, disappeared. So I couldn't do my Hostess of the Month last week when I did this, so they just came today. So I'm going to put those packets together and then hopefully be able to tidy up most of this. We have a couple things that need to either get sold or, well, there's just some of those Etsy or eBay items that neither Art nor I have had time to take care of, but maybe you can either A, find a new home for, or Art could list those and get those sold and out of here, and then that would free up a little bit more space so I can put my catalogs, because I really don't have a good system for where I want to keep my 31 stuff, because this was not supposed to be a permanent thing, and so I never planned for this, but I really need to get a better system going. So that's what I'm going to be working on right now. Earlier I put together all of my Hostess of the Month goodie packets, so this is the first month I have these all set. So it pretty much is just assembling everything, putting them in the envelopes, and then sending them out. Weeks. This is what Art brought down for me to look through. So the scoop on these are all of our school books, and a lot of them I don't currently need, but that bookshelf was put there just out of pure necessity because Art's shop at the time was not accessible whatsoever. With us going through and cleaning everything out, we actually have a lot of shelf space at our shop, so we're thinking right now the best place for most of these books that aren't being used will be at Art's shop. So he wants me to go through and pull out the ones that I want to leave here, and then we'll put the other ones up to his shop. Alright, so I've gone through all the books that Art brought down, and I have all of these are ready to go to his shop. I'm getting rid of 2 books. I know, not very many. I actually recycled some of the workbooks because we're done with them. These 2 piles are the piles that I'm going to be keeping here at the house to probably use within the next couple months. One of the challenges with homeschooling is, just like with public schools, you need to have some curriculum. At least that's the way that I teach. We don't go overboard with, or in my mind, I don't go overboard with curriculum, but I do like to have workbooks to at least guide us through the process. It doesn't mean that we go word through every single book, but what I want to make sure is that we're hitting all of the bases throughout our homeschooling. And so, for example, we were going through Peter's science book the other day, and we're on a unit of plants and then birds. Now, you guys know that John was passionate about birds not that long ago, and Peter was right there by his side. So they already knew most of the information there. So what we did is I read some of the material, then I asked questions. I did a lot of question asking, and if there was something he didn't know, then we read that. But most of it he already knew, and there was no reason to reread it and bore him with repetitive information that he already was well aware of and he knew very well, because if he can answer my questions without any prompting to the answers of this, I do not need to go over this. So that's one thing that I have changed with my homeschooling. Originally, I was big on, again, part of this is my personality type. I feel like every page needs to be completed, every book needs to be completed at the end of the year. Check, we're done. And for me, that's how my mind works. But I realize with homeschooling that may not work for every child. Not every child is like me and needs to have every single page done in the book. And it's not necessarily healthy for those kids who don't run that way. In fact, Peter was struggling because that's not how he works. So the beauty about homeschooling is being able to adjust your teaching method and your schooling to each child so they can thrive and do the best in what they're learning. And that looks different for every single child. I have Charity who loves the structure of the Abeka history books and how that works. John, on the other hand, loves more story-type history. He's reading Susan Weisbauer's The Medieval History. That's over 600, 700 pages for a history book. Charity, did you get it? Good job! They're doing ABC Mouse right now. And John is totally different. That would be torture, Charity, if I asked Charity to read that book. Good job! So it's just to encourage you, if you are a homeschooling mom, to go ahead and make sure they're hitting those goals, hitting those targets, but there's freedom in teaching. We were reading in Peter's history a little bit about when America was founded, and it was really interesting, the section on Virginia Dare. So I went upstairs, I found a book on Virginia Dare that I read. It was, some of you may know it, it was the series The American Childhood Stories. I love that series. In fact, I have most of the books upstairs. So we pulled it out and we've read half of it, and it's exciting and it's fun. And those are the type of things that children are going to remember and take with them, instead of handing them 3x5 cards and saying memorize. Now maybe some kids work really well with memorization, but that doesn't work for us. We found that just, reading these fun and interactive books, it only takes, you veer off your regular curriculum to go exploring this rabbit trail that excites them, and then we jump back into the books and we continue on. And it really promotes this excitement, this learning type of atmosphere. Not every day looks the same, but that's what we found works really well with for us. And anyways, all that to be said, with this homeschooling, you have to have curriculum, and it's not something that you can necessarily, at least I don't want to have to go to the library and borrow things out. And then, I use the library for a lot of resources, but for my core books that I want to be able to follow throughout the school year, I actually do purchase them. I try to find them used. Sometimes I can't find them. But our homeschooling has changed a lot. Let's see, Charity's in 9th grade. So in 9 years, I've made a lot of changes to homeschooling. But it's what works for our family. And I guess that's the beauty of homeschooling.
I'm back from picking John up, and Janelle went through those books. I think she showed you that. And I just brought down another pile for Janelle to go through. She thought she was done, but I told her she was probably just a little over or under halfway done.
There's too many books.
I agree.
I need chocolate.
Okay, I'll give you chocolate for some books.
Ice cream sundae, big one. Memory of Grandma. With a Mounds bar.
She is valiantly going through her pile of books. Look at that, Janelle. You're in book jail.
Thanks, Art.
You're welcome. The shelf is almost emptied out, and yes, there is a mirror behind there. Hello, everybody. And we just have a couple more shelves.
Mom was going through the school books and she found this, and look at my writing. It's so sloppy. I got an E, 3% on the test. That's pretty bad.
It was a long time ago, though. Charity. Charity's reliving the memories.
She hated misspelling.
She hated misspelling?
She hated spelling.
Oh, she was very good at misspelling.
Hated spelling.
Yeah, she's gotten better, but it was awful for a while.
Better, toxified.
Yep, all the joys.
Yeah.
Hey, this was mine when I was...
That's the nice thing about homeschooling, though. You can work on stuff with kids.
Grandma said, listen to this. So I listened.
Did you listen to it? Did it help you out?
I don't know. Then she bought me another cassette tape and said, listen to this. I went, okay, I'll listen to it. The Brief History of the United States. That has to be interesting.
Brief.
This
Yeah,
is from Barnes Historical Series. Last published 1900. So this is over 100 years old.
We just have one more little pile for Janelle to go through. That's all that's left, Janelle.
Okie dokie.
It's getting late, so I'm going to go to bed. And I'm sorry I did not get a video edited today. I was going to, but then it got too late and I said, nah, I'm too tired. I just need my sleep. I'm going to get in bed. I hope you enjoyed the video, and we will see you tomorrow.